Welcome to the Archotechs, a RimWorld fluid ideology series about pursuing the Archonexus. Episode 38, Dynamo. To briefly recap last episode, we got the Relic of Suppression. Bunny and Zleb traveled out to two ancient complexes and retrieved the information needed for such a relic. We also had to kill off Bunny's ex, the second one, and that's going to have some negative consequences on her mood that I'm a little afraid of, but we'll see what we can do to mitigate it. This episode, I know that I have likely some mech clusters coming my way, so I'd like to prepare for that. Additionally, I would like to get a reliquary up if possible, and also I want to make a few more sniper rifles and some marine armor, so that is my goals. Let's get started. First things first, we need to have our ritual room not disrespected. So I'm going to have Trustin come over here and smooth out these floors for the reliquary is going to head. Because otherwise, I have a bit of a mood penalty, and I can't afford that at the moment. So floors, smooth, and we'll finish that up real quick. I'm going to change around some work priorities. So Bunny, I want you mining. And Sven, I want you hauling. And No Luck, I want you stone cutting. So Bunny will be mining because if I'm going to be making some prestige armor or reliquaries, I'm going to need more gold. So I'm going to move one of the plasteel drills over to the gold site. And it also occurred to me that this area is nasty, so I'm going to clean it up a bit. Okay, there we go. The Arctic room is now respected. Next up, let's get these sniper rifles. The purpose of the sniper rifles is so that we can very safely snipe out mechanoids when the mech cluster comes. So that's going to be pretty important. Let's also install some art in the gold mining room so that Bunny has something nice to look at when she is mining. That will help with her mood. Another thing that might help with her mood is to install a biosculptor pod for her. So in case her mood really does drop hard, like let's say we have a female psychic droner or something like that, I can throw her in a pleasure cycle in the pod, and that will stop her from having some sort of mental break, and also stop her from spreading her bad mood around the colony because she has a harmonizer. I'm also going to have her learn Mass Chaos Skip and have Zleb learn the Skill Trainer of Animals. And Sven, raise your psi focus up a bit. So here's the sniper rifles that we wanted to start on. And then after the sniper rifles are done, I'll queue up some marine armor. Some prestige helmets, I think, is probably first on the list to do. As far as the reliquary goes, there we go. There is where I want the reliquary, and we need about 80 more slate blocks to get that done, which is what Slave 1 and No Luck should be working on. And Zleb, I am going to have you go hunting. There is a few dromedaries here, which would make for good meat. So I'm going to have Slave 1 continue making packaged survival meals, and Zleb hunt. So if Zleb's hunting, let's make sure no one else is hunting. I really only need one hunter. I'm not ready to take on more prisoners, even if it is a lot of honor, because I'm not going to be here for 17 days. I might not even be here for the 17, well, I guess that's another 17 days, but I might not be here for Chelsea and Ferry either. Considering our wealth is up at 320,000, and once we hit 350,000, we're out of here. Before I go too much further, I also want to remind all of you that the Archonexus and what we do about it is sort of left up to you. So if you'd like to decide on that, Rhadamant.com or Discord have a link to a poll which allows you all to vote on some of the parameters, like what biomes are we headed to, or who we're taking on the Archonexus or what rituals we will incorporate when we develop next. So if you'd like to take part in that decision-making process, just jump on Rhadamant.com or Discord, and you can be part of that decision-making process. I welcome you to it. So we are one slate block cutting away from hitting the 300. Good. It looks like I'm running low on Psychite T, so let's change this over to Psychoid plants. And hopefully Trustin's sniper rifles will be masterwork. Can't count on it. Oh, first one's masterwork. And this is the Anguish of No Luck. Illustrates no luck, working on a large sculpture, gleam in her eye. She makes it without effort. Or lifts it without effort, rather. That's all. That's the whole depiction. So these sniper rifles, the purpose of it is if and when the mechanoid clusters show up that are chasing Chelsea and Fairy, if there's a lot of centipedes, it's nice to have sniper rifles that outrange centipedes significantly so that you can snipe them down and not have to deal with them too much. Oh, Bunny, your mood. Oof. So what I want to do is I want to install the relic in the reliquary and then do some rituals here, like the Archic Invitation or maybe a leader speech, in order to bolster Bunny's moods, because I'm a little worried for Bunny if I don't manage her moods a little bit better. So we'll have to keep a close eye on that. So now that the slate has been made for the reliquary, I'm going to open up stone block cutting to everybody in any kind of stone block, not just specifically slate. Because we have a lot of sandstone just sitting here. And I actually have a plan for the sandstone. I had a funny and helpful YouTube comment from Valeria, and she mentioned that one of the ways to deal with unfortunate guests is to put them in really crummy beds so they have to spend a significantly high portion of their time sleeping. So what I'm planning on doing is to have No Luck finish this bed up until like one work left, and then stop, so that I can have someone who has horrible construction skill, like Slave 1, finish it for the worst possible bed that I could possibly imagine, for the purpose of keeping my guests in bed the longest possible time. So hopefully this is like awful quality. Poor. All right, that will do. So because it's stone and because it's poor quality, the rest effectiveness of this bed is only 83%, which is almost half of what this legendary wooden bed is, meaning that Chelsea will stay in bed a lot longer every night and not bug me. And No Luck is setting up the second stone bed. So thank you, Valeria, for that tip. That's pretty funny. And here's another poor one. Perfect. That one's for Fairy. Slave 1, let's get you to butcher up these dromedaries. Oh, and I guess there's a bunch of more boomalopes too. Get those hunted with Zleb as well. Maybe tomorrow. The reliquary is getting pretty close. Having a bit of a brownout. I can turn some things off I don't need. I like switching the battery networks periodically so that we can recharge both sets of batteries. And we have a shaman merchant from the kinship of Brielle. Neat. They'll probably end up buying a lot of this junk weaponry, so that's helpful. Sven hit them up now. Nope, they don't want the junk weaponry. They will take the joy wires, though. I really have no intention of using the joy wires. Joy wires make you happy, but they also sort of lobotomize you and lower your brain function, so it's not something I particularly like to do. We have a lot of herbal meds, so I'm going to sell maybe not actually 100 of them is probably fine, given how many I have. All right, there we are. Whole bunch of silver. I don't suspect I'm going to use all these meds. And then we have cargo pods, too, for carnivore fine meals. Seems like Slab is, yep, definitely shooting the boom lopes because I can feel the map shake. See the map shake. Technically, I can't feel that. And that means that Slave 1 is going to need to make even more pack of survival meals. But hey, they have pretty high value, so it's not terrible. At this point, Sven, I'm oddly going to have you clean. The base got a little filthy, and I want it nicer. So there we go. There's yet another sniper rifle, masterwork. So we have 5 masterworks, which is exactly what I wanted. And this is Red Weasel. Depiction of a rectangle in geometric, hyper-realistic elements. Red rectangular weasel. Sounds intriguing. So now, I want to start to make prestige marine helmets. I'd like one for each of my trio. We'll get Trustin to start setting that up now that Bunny has been mining the gold and that we have the sniper rifles at hand. The relic also needs to be installed, so Sven, let's get that going. And I want to kick off an Arctic invitation. It's possible that the Arctic invitation will lead to another colonist or slave, so that could be very useful. So with the relic present in the ritual room, we'll get at least +2 guaranteed result for mood from this celebration. And then if it's good, we'll get other bonuses, and there's a 50% chance that if it's good, we'll get someone to join. So it was Unforgettable, which is +8 for 6 days, which is basically the best thing that could have happened there. And then Daza wants to join, which I'll accept. So let's take a look at Daza. You are a cooking, mining, night owl, great memory. You're going to be a really good slave. So let's quickly enslave Daza. When people are colonists, they enslave immediately, which is kind of nice. So I'll be able to enslave Daza in like minutes, seconds even. I'm not going to worry about the work priorities just yet, but I will set up the slave and NPM stuff for Daza. So first things first, I'm going to have Daza ditch clothing and shave head and all that stuff. So you are going to be slave 2, a mining slave. That knife can't stay there. You had very interesting colored hair. There we go. And now, arrest. Yeah. The problem with this knife is it's going to cause the other slaves to think that they can rebel, as there's a weapon present. So I don't really have, I guess Sven's busy. I'll have Sven deal with that in a second. So now, enslave, and this will happen on first try. And here's our mech cluster that we've been waiting on, heading to the southwest. It has a EMI Dynamo that's, triggering immediately? Oh, that is really nasty. So let me quickly enslave Daza, and everybody else is going to be grabbing weapons, because an immediate EMI Dynamo means that we're going to have mass rot of food. This mech cluster doesn't look too hard. It has some massive blind spots. And yeah, we'll get this kicked off in just a second here. Fairy, I want you to join me with a smoke launcher. Come on, just enslave. Just do it already. There we go. Enslaved. And everybody grabs Masterwork Sniper Rifles and we'll rally. I want the power back. So Slave 2, let's drag you down here and give you work priorities. You were to construct, mine, actually not even construct, you're to mine really only, and cook. Put you in the slave zone. And Sven, haul this knife before we switch weapons. So that the slaves don't rebel. Right now is a particularly bad time if that was to happen. So I'm going to smoke myself, and then I'll be hidden from the turrets, and I'll start sniping the turrets. And then probably... I wanted to use more Insanity Lances, but right now we have, like, Shock Lances installed. No, I guess Trustin has an Insanity Lance, and so does Bunny, so we'll be fine. And I might use Insanity Lances to turn some of these centipedes so that the centipedes start ripping apart the cluster themselves. So I need to be inside of the range of these turrets here. Actually, I'm going to probably shoot the Dynamo. So let's get to the Dynamo range. Sven has 21 hours left on Combat Command, so I'm not going to be able to use that, but I will be able to use Marksman Command. So, Fairy, smoke us out, and we'll start shooting this Dynamo. Hang on, wait for Fairy. So the smoke will protect us from the turrets, so the turrets won't be able to see us. And we'll get this mech cluster going on. So they have reinforcements and all that coming, and I'll be using the lances here. Okay, so the pikemen obviously can see us. The smoke doesn't confuse the pikemen. I don't know why the mechs aren't coming to me, though. The other thing I could do is to move a little bit so that the pikemen lose line of sight on me. Which I'm going to do now. So that I can still fire on the Dynamo, but the pikemen are going to have a harder time seeing me. I guess one pikeman still sees me, but shooting way wild. Let's go even further south. There's a Lancer coming in. Okay, looks like we have got some attention from basically everybody, so I'm going to start backing up. Hit some berserks. And then Bunny, as soon as she can, is going to hit a Insanity Lance on one of these. Oh man, I don't like all the fire going on. I like how I berserk the thing and it's still aggroing to me. Oh, there we go. You! Quit aiming at me. Everybody else should be inside right now. Rhadamant is not going to be safe out here. And let's play a little bit of cat and mouse, because I really do want to try to get the large mechs Insanity Lanced. But I don't want to get too close to the rest of it. Sven, let's have the Scythers rip each other up. Alright, So, I don't know. It's going to be relatively difficult to try to get close to a centipede without getting close to everything else that's equally dangerous. Fairy is really slow, so I'm going to have her sort of beeline it for back home. We don't really need a smoke launcher anymore, anyway. Let's get out of line of sight. And another thing that we could do is we could use the kill box. So here's what I'm going to do. Bunny, invisible yourself. Or actually, Sven, invisible Bunny. Because he has more psycast focus power. And she's going to go be the Insanity Lancer. So make sure that we hit the centipede, not the pikeman underneath it. It's kind of hard to do. They're on top of one another. There it is. And we'll also just hit a traditional berserk on a few others. And get her out of there before her invisibility fades. Now that they're all shooting at each other and not me, let's get some fire going. That fire there is a zone I don't care about, so let me remove some of this here. Now, my kill box is still open, so what's probably going to end up happening is they'll come into the kill box. The problem is I don't have power right now because of the MI Dynamo, so the turrets here don't do anything. So what I want to do is I want to close this door so that my turrets don't get needlessly destroyed, because that's what would end up happening. Fairy, you head inside. And my sniper crew continue to snipe. So Trustin has another Insanity Lance, which would be good to hit one of these centipedes with. But as long as I'm physically out here as a target for them, they are going to be not going against my... oh boy. They're not going to be, ouch, going against my turrets, which would be good. So what I want to do is I want to continually lure them further away and further away. And Chelsea just closed the door so they don't even have access to it. Unfortunately... Bunny, I'm guessing, left gold here, so we're probably going to lose the deep drill, but that's not that big of a deal in this scheme of things. Alright, Bunny, are you bleeding? No, it's just a bruise. We'll be alright. We don't really need to stop the fight for that. The other thing I might be able to do is to call in backup. So, Sven... let's call in a cataphract squad as sort of a way to absorb some damage and do some damage. Because they're going to be backed up here. We'll use them as meat tanks. That'll be a really good way to get through the pikeman swarm. Oh, we also have visitors. It sucks to be you guys. Kind of bad timing. So cataphracts are nice and very tanky, which is going to help me get through the all the pikemen here that outrange me. I think it was a good choice. Stack here is in partial cover due to the stone wall, so that's going to keep her alive. Make sure that that scyther doesn't reach her, though. There we go. At this point, there aren't too many mechs left. There's just these big ones over here, which obviously I have to worry about, but the bulk of the mechs are now down. As you can see, there's only 6 left. So what's going to be important is to try to get to the printers before they start printing up more mechs. But the mechs they're printing up aren't centipedes, so it's not that big of a deal either. Bunny, are you hungry? No. I was hoping I could help her mood out, but no can do. All right, so let's clear out the rest. The cataphracts are still here and helping. Not a single one has dropped yet. These visitors are gonna have a bit of a rude awakening, but that's not my fault. They visited. I didn't ask them to come. And they are spilling, ooh, a lotion pack for free? Uh-oh. I accidentally tagged Empire of the Moon and went from 49 to -1. A bit punitive, I'd say. I think we also just friendly fired this guy. Yep. Trust and shot his... Ow! Ow, ow, ow. Trust and shot his leg off. If there is fire mechs, I'm not going to want to stand near my giant field of cotton. Because that would be bad for me. But she is. So that's friendly. Fairy, I'm going to need you out here. I want to get my EMI back, or my, I want to get the EMI Dynamo down and the power back. So I'm going to have Fairy come out here to smoke for the Dynamo. Alright, they're all down. I don't know what the cataphracts are going to do now. I could edge forward a little bit, and this is just a mini turret, which is not that hard to destroy. So I'll just shoot at the mini slugger to get closer to the Dynamo. Yep, there we go. Because now we're able to fire at the Dynamo without the smoke. So, Fairy, I lied. I don't even need you. I'll take out the rest of this mech cluster once people rest up and recover. Or if the cataphracts want to do it, that's fine too. I'm going to make sure that the low shield pack doesn't get destroyed. Yeah, they're going to get smoked. It's fine. They're paid to die. If they can make progress, that'd be great, but I'm not banking on it. Yeah, they're doing pretty good. Alright, they're leaving. Which is to say that they're going to stand here, get shot at, and die, I think. Because they're not very bright. I think with Bunny and her current mood, I'm going to put her on pure recreation. Which she's currently recreating, so that works. Could I perhaps save you? Yeah, I could. So here's what I'm going to do. Trustin, Sven, No Luck, and Zleb with Fairy go down to the mech cluster and finish it off. Try to save Grigos, because my reputation with the Empire of the Moon got ruined. Oh man, he is really burning. So it'd be good if I could get some free rep from rescuing him. The only turrets left are these ones here, which I'm going to start smoking for. Let's say Trusted. Rescue Rigos. For everybody else. Oh, yep, there is not a proper bed for you. And everybody else is going to choke forward, trying to take out the remaining turrets. a smoke right here. I'll have perfect line of sight. There we go. And now they can't fire on me, but I can fire on them. Or it. Ah! That was annoying. I'll just... no, I don't need a shock lance. Let's see, what can I do? Mass chaos, skip. Yeah, it didn't trigger right. Hey, Fairy, you want a tank for me? She's like, alright. Alright, so no luck, got stabbed in the neck. That sucks, but she'll be alright. Just bad timing is all. And we'll be done just a second. Ta-da! Alright, so at this point, let's unrestrict everybody except for the slaves. Chelsea Fair are going to be inside, because that's safer for them. I'll go ahead and queue up the mech cluster to be destroyed by constructors at some point. Zaleb and No Luck, or Sven rather, can start to haul stuff in. And you are being patched up by my slave. Perfect. In fact, let me rescue you to an actual bed so you recover a little faster. So having Grigos will help to recover a little bit of my reputation. Not much. Be 15. But it's better than 0. These guys are going to make it out of the map tile. Oh, and Trustin and No Luck just got the flu. So, Trustin and No Luck go for bed rest. Pure bed rest. With Sven tending to you with proper meds. So where is No Luck? Also, Slave 2 got the flu, but I don't care as much. Let's preach health to Trustin with Bunny, so that Trustin gets out of the flu fast. And then Slave 2, I'm going to actually tend you with proper meds because you're a miner and I want you mining for me. So the faster you recover, the better. This should be pretty fast. We should recover from this very quickly, I suspect. Bunny, I need you to haul this beer, because oddly enough, it's a weapon, and I don't need my slaves wielding it aggressively. So we have one of the 2 mech clusters, assuming that this mech cluster is part of the Chelsea and Ferry quest. So one of those 2 done. And Bunny, you need to change your weapon to back to a fast fire rate. Alright, looking good. We do have a female foal over here, don't we? So Bloat gave birth. We'll be raffling that off soon. So the gold drill here, I'm going to have Trustin... No, I'm not going to. I'm going to move the plasteel drill, because we do have a fair bit of plasteel right now, over to the gold area so that Bunny can continue working it. We also lost the art that was in there, but it's not a big deal because No Luck makes art. Rapid fire art. But it does remind me that I have to be very careful about when I prop my doors open, because that was only destroyed because the gold was in the door. Which is honestly pretty avoidable. And Grigos just got an infection, so we're going to tend to that with proper meds as well. And let's have my doctors carry around meds with them now. Trustin and everybody else that has the flu is going to need tending to pretty soon. The other thing I'm probably going to want to do is to take my slaves off of doctoring, because their tend quality is very low. So it wouldn't be a good idea to have them tend to the people that are currently sick, because they would just become more sick. So I'm going to have Sven just produce drugs and make sure that the flu-stricken are tended to. And infection-stricken, too. So Trustin is flying ahead of his immunity because of the breach health. No Luck is not quite as fast, but with a legendary quality bed, will catch up soon. One of the things I haven't yet researched is hospital beds, which in this case may have been very helpful. I don't think I'm at risk of death or anything like that, but hospital beds are obviously pretty handy when it comes to trying to recover from diseases. So I'm having Bunny clean up her gold site, her gold mining area, so it's not ugly. Let's have Sven take 5, because that was a lot of medicine that he just made. And even more frenzies. Awesome. That'll be very helpful. So we're starting to get chocolate, which what I could do here is lavish meals are going to include chocolate. Lavish meals and chocolate. So obviously it's not for everybody. It's just for my royals. That I think makes sense. If I have an abundance of chocolate at any point, perhaps I could open it up to all colonists, but at the moment I don't have that much, so I'm going to reserve it for the people that that should be prioritized. And we have the exotic goods trader flying overhead, which is awesome because I'm sure we have a lot to sell. So let's see here. The package survival meals, of course, can be parted with. Cataphract armor would be awesome for me to buy, so I'll buy it. Skip. I'll buy both copies. The Insanity Lance. I'm not going to worry about a Shock Lance, though. There's also an Architect leg, which I want to buy as well. And that basically bankrupts me. I'm going to sell all of my package of survival meals to cover some of the cost, but I am quite okay with this price. So the skip trainers are going to go to Bunny and Sven. I don't know about the Architect leg, but and we'll apply the Cataphract tech print. So 2 skips. Man, that is really lucky. Let's take a look here. Probably Bunny is due for the leg. She is our jogger after all. So that would make her very fast. And she also is really good at caravanning because she has high social skills. So there's a lot of reasons to have it be her. Now this probably tanked my wealth a little bit. We were up to 330k and I just spent a whole lot. So I do suspect it drops a bit. We'll see this drop soon. No, maybe not. Maybe it really hasn't dropped. The Trustin's flu is now at 59%. Tend in 3 hours. Bunny will have preach health back in 1.5 days. And I am going to temporarily have Bunny help to clean as well, because the base is filthy. It's obviously a task beneath these two, but I just simply can't help it. It'd be a good idea to haul in the silver that I've traded for to where the silver belongs, plus the low shield pack. Another perk of the nuclear stomachs is I really don't have to feed Trustin very often, which is kind of nice. When they're ill. I don't know why No Luck's just relaxing. And we have a Manhunter pack of elephants. That's a lot of elephants. Well, let's get inside. Everybody inside. And then this door is already closed. So that means the elephants won't stampede all the way in. I'm going to have this slave close this door too. And then temporarily I'm going to unrestrict them so they can haul in the low shield pack. And then re-restrict now that they're inside. So everybody's inside. The elephants can't really do anything to me because they don't have access to get to where I am. So I can more or less ignore them. In fact, if the mech cluster would land right now, it would actually be a bit of a help, because what would end up happening is the elephants would stomp the mech cluster to death, and I wouldn't have to do very much work. But we are going to have to listen to that trumpeting for a bit. I'm not really in a position to kill them, so... All of my constructors are currently down. Slave 2. Oh, you were also sick. Oh man, all the constructors. I guess that's the common theme is, if you're a constructor, you have been stricken with the flu. I'll have Bunny do it. Another thing I have to make sure is that Grigos doesn't decide right at this moment to get up and leave, because he's going to get stomped to death by elephants. So hopefully he doesn't choose to bail right now. It would be a very unfortunate time for him. Just getting everyone fed and tended. That might be the last tending for Trustin. He's already at 87. Slave 2, you should be bed resting. And then No Luck is also pretty in the clear. Wouldn't hurt to hit No Luck with the next preach health just to speed it up a bit. But we're not at any particularly high risk or anything like that. Well, friends, that is all the time I have. Thank you for tuning in to episode 38 of the Archotechs Dynamo. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to participate in the poll, which will help to determine the first stage of the Archonexus, please hop on Rhadamant.com or Discord. The links can be found in the description of the video. Thank you so very much to my Patreon patrons and Twitch subscribers for directly supporting the channel, and viewers like you that like, comment, and subscribe. I'll catch you next episode. Farewell, Architects.